Welcome back. What we're going to do in this lesson is wire up the volunteer object. There we go. Volunteer object. The vol ID active flag first, middle, and last name. This is going to be a little bit different. I already made a change, but I wanted to show you what I did. Under vol ID is a GUID, and still will be a GUID, but it won't be generated each time we create a record. We're going to pass in the GUID, and it's going to be coming from the ASP.NET user table when the user ID is created. We're going to use the same GUID value as the user ID. So the person's volunteer GUID ID is also their user ID. That's how we're going to tie these two databases together. Okay, so we do have the stored procedures for volunteer. I've got vol, sp volunteer delete, update, insert, select. We're all good. I went over and imported all of our, I refreshed our data model. I want to show you something real quick, and I want to walk you through it, and not just do it for you, or not just have it done. But I'm deleting the function imports and the complex types. You'll see what this means. I'm going to delete that, this, and this. I'm going to go to the complex types and delete those as well. And I'm going to show you how to do it manually. So under the volunteer model store, here are all our tables and our stored procedures. We're going to import each stored procedure. Import the select. I did that by right-clicking, add function import. I know this comes back with a complex type, a bunch of columns. Create the complex type, give it an OK. That's done. I'm going to right-click insert, add a function import. It's going to come back with a GUID ID, create a complex type, give it an OK. Insert, function import. There's nothing that's returned, it's just basically a void. Click OK. Delete, function import, get column information, give it an OK. That's done. Now we're going to find volunteer. I just saved this is while I'm clocking. I'm going to find volunteer. I'm going to right click it, go to store procedure mapping. Now I already did the mapping in the previous one, but basically this is a drop down for insert, update, delete, and I'm going to make sure that they're wired correctly, and they are. So I have my database table there. It's in the database. I have my stored procedures. I have my stored procedures wired to my entity. I have the complex types imported. I am ready to write my DAL. Let's go to Solution Explorer. We'll close the model browser for now. And remember, when you do all this importing, it does build it for you. And there's not much to it. If we go to the database, go to the EDMX under vol. I'm looking at database, excuse me. If you go to middle tier projects and go to the EDMX under VT, Volunteer EDMX, and open this, and under the TT, volunteer.tt, you'll see the context level for, here's the sample address. I want to find volunteer, these guys. And what I did was I created a new domain called spvolunteerdm, and that's those. It's the same values. So the DM's done, the table's done, the DAL, the EDMX I'm going to close. Now we're working on the DAL. So let me close the error list, make it a little bit bigger. Okay. I've got a select method, a list of volunteers. I want a list of SP volunteer DMs. Using volunteer context. When I say volunteer entities context, this now allows me to exploit any object, any table, any view. I'm going to say that my list is context.sp volunteer select. Okay, let's see if volunteer equals result dot vol first name, vol ID. Oops, sorry about that. Let me get rid of this little bit of code here. Vol ID equals result dot vol ID. Vol middle name equals result dot vol middle name. Vol last name equals result dot vol last name. Active flag equals result dot vol. I missed that. Sorry. Result dot active flag. There we go. Okay, something. It doesn't like something. Let's see. Is it because I have this? It's not expecting that. Something goofy here. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not result dot. It's context dot. I take that back. Sorry. No, it's result dot. Result dot. Each one of those. It says C# unknown method SP volunteer select of data access layer VT vol tier entities. Okay, I know it's there. It's not finding this. Let us see why. So if I go out to not the TT, but the CS, SP volunteer entities. Okay, here I see the delete, I see the update, I don't see the select. Interesting. So let's figure out why that is. It should be there. Let's go to make sure my eyes aren't playing tricks on me. I absolutely expect it to be here. Okay, let's go to the EDMX. We're going to go to the model browser. I expect to see under my model store SP volunteer select. It's there. Okay. Function imports. Volunteer select. All right. Let's click this and say add code generation item. I really don't want to do this. Not this one yet, because it should be generating the code for this. As I make a change to the EDMX, it should be generating this code. So I see volunteer updates there. Let me do a search on this whole. This is one big, just gigantic file. Let me see if I can do a search on this. Maybe put it somewhere else. Let's see. That's update. That's delete. And that's not good. I really expected to see this. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go to, I'm looking for update model from database. Whew. Is it maybe a store procedure that's not there? That didn't get imported? No. It's not a table. It's just diagrams. Refresh. SP vol. Okay, so the refresh should happen. Let's see what I hit finish. What happens here? Okay, that's being built. And let's see if that should back up. A refresh. There it is. Just had to do a refresh. One of those weird things. So the select is there. Now let's go back to the DAL. Excuse me. Now we're going to get rid of this. See what happens. Dot SP volunteer. SP volunteer select. Let me build. Sometimes that gets me out of my jam. Okay. If I succeeded, one failed. It really does not like this. Let's take a look at, and say no overloaded methods No overloaded method for takes 0 arguments. Is there something out there that takes an argument? Ugh. Okay, that's what it was. So the select, the actual store procedure itself, um, not expected, I guess. The volunteer select, well, I guess you could have. So volunteer select expects to see a volunteer passed, and if it's not passed, give me all volunteers. So fair enough. So that's why it was. I'm going to pass a null because I'm trying to. I want all volunteers. So this part of it's done. Awesome. Let's go back to. I'm going to give the insert, update, and delete next. All right. Again, I did a lot of work on this sample address. Let me show you what I did for the select. Or let's go for the insert first. Okay. So the insert, I'm going to steal the insert statements. Nope. This is actually the delete statements. All right. I'll come back for the delete statements. I want to see the insert statements. Okay, I'm only going to bring one of these around because I think we're going to do it by context. You'll see what it looks like in a second. We go to volunteers. After the end region. Awesome. Let me get rid of this and this. This is going to be called insert volunteer context. Okay, that's actually not which one I wanted. This was passing in all of that. No, I want this one. I'm sorry. I take it back. This is the one I want. This is exciting stuff. So, insert volunteer context. And instead of SP sample address select DM, I want to pass over an object of volunteer. Awesome. It's going to be a new TBL volunteer, right? Sample address, that's not what it's going to be. Okay. 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 Now what I want to do is hook them up. See volunteer. Let me get rid of this so far. Here we go. We'll start like we did the other side. It's giving me addresses because it thinks it's an address, and it's giving me an address because of why. TBL volunteer, RC volunteer, volunteer entities is a new, oh yeah, TBL volunteer. Vol equals C volunteer first name, volunteer middle name, okay, it's actually underscore C volunteer. Excellent. Context TBL volunteer, add, and that. Context TBL volunteer. I should have did it. What's my context? Context is volunteer entities equals new volunteer entities. This should have said TBL volunteers, excuse me. Alright, this is going to cut off in a minute. I'm going to continue in the next video. Thank you.